What's up, YouTube, man? Welcome back, man, to another video, man. If you're new to the channel, my name is JR, man. I did 10 years in the Georgia Department of Correction, and I share prison stories, man. Now, this story, man, today, man, this was crazy because I just got out the hole. When I moved out the hole, man, they ended up putting me in the dorm. I was at Reedville. They ended up putting me in F House, man. If you know F House, man, F House is like where the Thunderdorms be at. So I ain't really had no problem with it, man. So I went over there. The only thing when I went over there, man, I met a fellow Jamaican dude over there, and he was on the cream, and you know how that go. Let me just tell y'all how this went down, man. So I get out the hole, man. They telling me I'm going to F House, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to go back to B building, man, where I was, because it was nice. It was sweet over there, man. You get money over there. I mean, F House now is money over there too, bro. But they're always on lockdown. They always on lockdown. There's a whole bunch of young dudes over there, bro. They wild. And with me having an orderly, me being an orderly in the gym, having my detail in there, it's gonna be hard for me to get out. If we on lockdown all the time, I can't go to detail, and that's what my way of moving around the compound. That was my way of getting out the dorm, my escape every day, bro. You go to the gym, you might shoot ball, you might play video games. It's all type of stuff to do, man. Detail officers, they super cool, bro. They ain't had no problem with nothing. So when I get out, man, I get out in the morning. I end up going into F4, man. They end up putting me in F4. I go in there, it's a whole bunch of people. I know everybody in there, man. They like, oh, boy, Jamaica in here, man. So some people like, man, what you getting out of the hole for? Mind you, I just got to fighting with a dude in B building, man. You know what I'm saying? I really just spazzed out, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all about that another day in another story. So I go in there, everybody hollering at me or whatever. I go in my room. I was the only person in that room. It was an empty room. I go in there, boom. I'm talking to the fellas in the dorm. So I end up seeing my Ghostface homeboy, man, Rabbit. Rabbit was real cool, man. I've been knowing Rabbit since like 2014, man. We started at Riverbend together. Mind you, he done been around the world, and I done been around the world. We met back up. So he's like, bro, I've been wondering where you was at. I ain't seen you in the gym. Every time we go to the gym, I'm asking where you at. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. I was like, yeah, bro, I went to the hole. He's like, man, you done put them hands on somebody in it. I was like, yeah, bro, I was tripping, really. I was in the wrong, man. I really just spazzed out. So he was like, man, you know, my roommate here, man. My roommate, he Jamaican. He Jamaican. So he's like, oh, say T-Roy. Say T-Roy. He was all excited, bro. Hella excited. Boom. So here come this dude around here, man. He looking real rough. Now, you can't really tell he a Jamaican. He's an old light-skinned dude, man. But he pulled up. He pulled up, he like, Wagwan. Instantly when he said Wagwan, I could tell that he grew up in America. You feel me? Probably had American parents. So they say, oh, Wagwan, right there. Like, I say, oh, I'm there. So I asked him, where in Jamaica you from? He telling me, yeah, nah, bro. My people's just from Jamaica, but, you know, I'm born and raised. My mom and my dad from Jamaica. That makes him Jamaican, too, though. So I'm sitting down and talking to bro. But he's looking wild, bro. He looks wild. His eyes is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Hair, all this type of stuff. And he telling me, he's like, man, Yosh, but just come off our tier program, you know? Nah, he been on the tier, bro, for 3 years. He been on the third for 3 years, bro. So I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man. So I was like, what you want the tier for? He was like, you know, he done poured something out. I was like, damn. So I was like, how long you been gone? He's like, man, I've been gone 15. So I was like, damn. You know, at the time, I probably been gone like 7.5, somewhere like there. So I was like, damn, he done did 15 already, man. Boom. So we chop it up or whatever, man. And as time go by in the dorm, I could see, you know, as you being around somebody, bro, you could tell how they act for real. He acted like he was 20 years old, bro. Mind you, it was a lot of young dudes in this dorm, bro. Nothing but gangbangers, bro. That's all it was in there, bro. Nothing but gangbangers, bro. He had a few civilians, but nothing but gangbangers, bro. And it's cool, though. So he always hang out with the young guys, bro. He always shooting dice. They skinning, they doing all type of stuff, gambling or whatever. And, you know, he always pull up on me, and we started cooking together and stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he'd pull up, and sometimes he just be talking crazy. I used to be like, man, what the heck? So I pull up on Rabbit, man. I was like, Rabbit, what's up with your roommate, man? We talking about Jamaica? Because they call him Jamaica too. You know what I'm saying? But Rabbit, when he around, you know, Rabbit, he called him T-Roy. But everybody else, they call him Jamaica. So he's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, man, shoot, man. You know, he be on that stuff, bro. He be on that stuff. Mind you, Rabbit been on there, but Rabbit is like a vet. Rabbit is like a cream vet, bro. He know how to control himself and everything. He ain't finna get out of line and get crazy or nothing. But bro, he had this wide look. He always had this wide look in his face. So Rabbit like, yeah, bro, he on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it started to come out more and more. I guess he was trying to hide it from me at first, bro, because I guess he was embarrassed or felt ashamed that, you know, I'm around, and you know, as a Jamaican, bro, you known for like, you ain't gonna be doing no stuff like that. Mind you, bro, I done ran across plenty of Jamaicans in the chain gang, and they are strung out on cream. I don't know what's going on with him, bro. But him now, he started acting crazy, bro. He might sit down talking to me, bro, and he just go off topic, just talking about some crazy stuff, having this wide look in his eyes or whatever. So I'm like, man, you know what, bro, I'm finna holler at him or whatever. So we talking one day, and I said to him, I said, man, you messing with that stuff? So he like, put his head down, he's shaking. He's like, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, bro, what happened? How you got on it? You know what I'm saying? Cause you know, he Jamaican or whatever, bro. He cool, I could talk to him. So he's like, man, he went on the tier. When he went on the tier program, bro, he back there for 3 years, bro. Mind you, they're locked in the room 24/7, bro. They might get an hour to go outside for recreation, but when they go outside, they can't do nothing because they're standing in a cage, bro. These folks will have a fence cage, bro, where you could stand in. It's probably like, I don't even know, let me say probably about 8x8 or something like that, that you could just stand and walk around in. You can't play no basketball or none of that stuff, bro. It's a whole bunch of cages out there, like dog cages. They put them in. I guess they just want them to get some sun, get some type of fresh air. And bro was back there, and not everybody could deal with that mental pressure of being in the hole or being in the segregation for that long, bro. So he said that's where he started bumping his nose. That's where he started doing it, locked in the room, and all the guys back there was doing it. So he was like, yeah, man. And he was like, bro, you know, I used to be mob. So I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I used to be mob, man. So I was like, okay, boom. Now I put it together. He was mob. So, you know, he probably most likely was putting in work. And from I hear him in the dorm, him and the young guys, they be arguing all the time. Every time they be shooting dice or playing cards, and they always talking greasy to each other, bro. They always talking greasy to each other. It was this one little dude, man, from Savannah, or 6-0, man. He was rolling 60 Crip. Him and 6-0, they always used to be going at it, but you could tell they something like joking, bro. I ain't gonna be joking with somebody like that, bro. You talking about, oh, I'll wet you up. Nah, I'll wet you up. I'll pour you out. I'll pour you out too. Bro, we ain't finna play like that. I am sorry, bro, but it ain't going down like that. So, boom, I used to tell him about that too, bro. I was like, bro, why you be? He's like, man, they cool, man. But I guess he was just somewhat excited for getting off the tier program, bro. He was just like running wild, bro. Running wild. Mind you, this man was in his 30s, bro. Older than me at the time, but he all over the dorm. He everywhere, especially when he be on that stuff. He all over the place, bro. So I used to tell him, I was like, bro, you got to be careful, bro, how you know what I'm saying, just be gambling with these folks and all type of stuff like that. Mind you, I know he mob. It was some mob dudes on the compound, but they really didn't come off a lockdown like that, bro. They've been on lockdown forever. You know what I'm saying? He told me, like, bro, most of the mob, they went on lockdown like 3 years before him. He was sliding under the radar because he wasn't in the system as mob until he ended up going to Macon State. That's what he said it happened. You know what I'm saying? Dudes was saying like, bro, you mob, you this and that. And he got into it with the Bloods. And you know what I'm saying? Dudes told me like, bro, he put in work. He put in work. He known for putting in work. So I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, bro, you know how to do time, bro. But like I said, he was just excited, bro. That's all it was. He was just excited. So me now, while I'm going to the gym every day, bro, I'm telling my detail officer, like, look, man, you need to try to get me moved. I'm not trying to be over here, bro. I'm not trying to be over here. This dorm is way different from where I came from, bro. This is a real hot dorm, bro. It's dirty. You know what I'm saying? These folks be strung out in here. It's just a whole different vibe from where I was. Where I was in BLM, bro, it was player, man. More laid back and everything. Over here, bro, it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of junkies, bro. Everybody in the dorm strung out, bro. Young dudes, everything, bro. Whole bunch of gang banging and nothing. Mind you, I ain't got no problem living in there like that, bro. But why? When I could get moved. So I'm telling my detail officer, like, man, get me moved. She was like, look, I'm gonna get you moved anyway, because I don't want none of my orderlies to be on lockdown, because if we gotta run games or something like that. And that's what F building, bro, is known for being on lockdown, bro. It's always something going on. Always something going on, bro. So boom, now I go to detail one day. She was like, look, I got you moved. You know what I'm saying? I was like, where they finna put me? They finna put me in B3. That's where I was. She like, nah, they ain't putting you back in B3. You know what you went to the hole for. Mind you, I was lying to her about what I went to the hole for. I told her I was just trying to park somebody, and I got caught on camera, and they said I was doing the fighting. Mind you, I was the one doing the fighting. I was the one doing the fighting, but I wasn't trying to get kicked off my detail, because if you're on that type of detail, bro, and you go to the hole for fighting or something like that, they most likely they're gonna try to kick you off, bro. But she was cool, bro. She was cool, and the dude was cool. Both my detail officers are super cool, bro. They know I'm good people, so they like, boom, they got me moved. The day now I go back to the dorm, boom, I go in there and say, yo, Yush, yard man, knock on the door, boom. When I knock on the door, him, 6'0", and it was another little dude, man. It's another little dude in there, man. Damn, it was another little dude in the dorm. YG, bro. That's his name, YG. And he was also Crip, bro. 602. They in the room shooting dice. Boom. So I open the door, everybody looking like this. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this little dude, YG, in there with no shirt on, bro. He got a tool on him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yard money, he got his tool on him too, bro. That's how they rocking him, bro. You might see dudes walking around the dorm, bro. If the officer ain't in there, shirt off or something, big tool on their side. That's how they doing it in here. So I pull up, I say, yo, boom. And I say, yo, man, get moving, you know. And I go up on the other side, you know. And I say, yo, Jano Star, you couldn't get my move, though. And I say, yo, Jano, man. Yeah, I lose my power and I down, I mean, except for them look at you, I want to gamble with them or whatever. So I say, yo, boom, everything good, man. I'm going to try to get your move. I tell him I'm finna try to work a move for him to help him get him moved. Because I didn't like the situation for me, bro. For him. He in there, he's strung out, bro. And he always be back and forth. Even though they cool, they shooting dice right there, bro. But you could tell, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? They be living on the edge. So anyway, bro, I packed my stuff anyway. Packed my stuff, rolled my mat up, boom, brought it downstairs. My detail officer down there, boom. I'll go back to the other side. They put me upstairs. They didn't want to put me back in the dorm where I was, so they put me upstairs. It was all good. Because guess what? One of the yard men upstairs, my boy Agent, he up there. You know what I'm saying? Agent real cool, bro. You know, so at the time, I ain't had no phone, but Agent had a phone. So I'm like, okay, we good. I'm up here then, boom. It's money to be made up here. It's all type of stuff going on. So boom, I get over there. I'm telling Agent, man, I say, yo, Yush, you know, says the next yard man over there, so I say, yo, you know, some hear about him. Man say, is a mob youth? Man, I say, yeah, man, is a mob youth, man, I am, man. So I say, yo, I go on with him. Man, I say, yo, I'm good still, you know, but him kind of play with him, no still, but him good. So I say, yeah. So go, boom. I'm up there, me and bro, chopping it up, because, you know, I just got back in the dorm. Boom, we go to chow, bro. We come back from chow. When we come back from chow, he get a call from over there. You know what I'm saying? Because Agent, he a high-ranking blood. For his set, he was over his set on the compound. And some of his peoples was in that dorm too. He get a call. So he come down in my room. I say, yo, Yush. I say, yo, what going on? He come in there. He said, bro, they just wet the yard man up. I was like, what? They just poured him out. I was like, for real? I was like, what happened? He was like, 2 Crip dudes. They was gambling. I said, man, there ain't no way. Man, I said, yo, Yush. I'm telling him, like, bro, I just left them in the room gambling a couple hours ago. And I talked to this man about it, bro. So I'm like, what happened? He telling me, he said what happened was, bro, he beat the 2 Crip dudes out of like 20 soups or something, bro. Out of 20 soups, bro. And they went back in the room to rob him, bro, for the 20 soups. I'm like, that's crazy as ever, bro. But you see how God worked, bro? Because if I was in that dorm at that time, bro, I would have been caught up in that mix, bro. Because it wasn't going to go down like that. To be honest with you, bro, I ain't trying to go out there like that, but it probably wasn't finna go down like that, bro. It would have been different. So when they went in there to rob him, bro, he bucked the jack. He ain't going for it, bro. That man been gone 15, bro. He known for pouring stuff out. He mob. If you know the mob, bro, they know. They mob shit, bro. They going crazy. That's how they do. and he bucked the jack, bro. He ended up taking away YG's tool. He ended up taking the YG tool, but 6-0 was in there. You know what I'm saying? He ended up hitting up all YG. He hit YG up, boom. But they ended up getting the best on him, bro. Bro, they hit that man up 35 times. When Yush was telling me, he's like, 35 times, and lick him up in the dog. I mean, I said, yeah. And I said, John Noah start rough on him. So I said, what him they know? If him gone a medical or something. So he like, nah, he's still in the dorm. So I said, yo, him still in that dorm? And I said, yo. So I said, yo, call back over there. Boom. He called back over there, hit one of his little homies or whatever. So I'm telling his little homie, like, look, bro, go in the room. So he's like, bro, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on, bro. I might got to put my phone up. So I'm like, bro, just go in the room and let me see him, bro. Make sure he good. And so when I went in the room, bro, this man laid out on the floor, bro. It's his roommate, Rabbit, and it's another white dude, bro. They sewing this man up, bro. It's all type of, it was nothing really serious. He leaking, though. You can see he leaking a whole bunch of wounds. He got hit in the face a couple times, a whole bunch of wounds. Bro, but the bigger ones, they in there stitching it up, bro. They sewing him up. I see Rabbit, he whipping up coffee and stuff. He whipping up the coffee real thick. Bro, this man putting coffee on the wounds, bro. Between the wounds to stop the bleeding. Real chain gang stuff, bro. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, damn, bro, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. But Agent beside me, Agent like, look, man. Hey, bro. You talking, I was like, man, he can't hear you, bro. He pretty much kind of out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling Rabbit. I'm like, look, Rabbit, goddamn, if anything, bro, take him to medical, bro. Tell that man to go to medical, bro. Don't let him die in there. So Rabbit was like, nah, bro, he good, bro, he good. They ain't really bad like that. It's a whole bunch of them, but they ain't really bad like that. He's like, man, I got him, Jamaica, man. I got him. I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to make sure he good. So I'm like, bro, don't let that man bleed out, bro. Because this done happened so many times, bro. Dudes will get wet up, bro, and they'll not want to go talk to the police about it or to put themselves on the door. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let the dorm get locked down and they'll stay in there and try to patch it up, and dudes be trying to do all that. And they'll end up bleed out and end up passing away in the dorm. So I'm telling Rabbit, bro, if you see it getting to that point, that's your roommate, bro. So the little blood dude is like, man, I gotta go put my phone up, bro. I gotta go put my phone up because something just happened. This man just got hit up 35 times, bro. So everybody in panic. Boom. So I'm talking to bro the whole night. So Agent, he blowed. He's like, man, you know, I'm blood, but I'm Jamaican first, bro. I'm Jamaican first. So I'm like, bro, it's good, bro. I'm telling Agent, I'm like, look, bro, I was over there. I said, man, I seen it, bro. That's why I thank you. I thank God every day, bro. Because I knew if I was over there, like I'm telling you earlier, it would have went down. I'm telling Agent, like, bro, I seen that shit. I told that man, they be talking crazy to each other, bro. They be talking crazy to each other and gambling, bro. I don't do no gambling, bro. I might throw a couple soups, a couple dollars, bro, on it when we watching basketball or football or something, bro, just for the fun of it. But I'm not going out playing no cards, shooting no dice, or doing none of that. No, I'm not doing none of that. So anyways, bro, the next day, boom, I go to the gym. Next day, boom. I see my detail officer. I'm like, hey, you know, I left something in the dorm. She's like, what you left in the dorm? I was like, I left my whole bunch of paperwork. I forgot it. I had to put them up under the box and stuff. So she's like, how you leave that in there? I was like, man, I was going, when I'm packing up my stuff yesterday, I realized I was missing them. I was like, take me over there. She was like, nah, I just called and get you, boom, she called. Boom, I tried to go through the gate. I tried to go through the first gate. I couldn't even get through the first gate. So I went back. Mind you, this like 9 something in the morning. I'm pulling up on her every second. I'm like, look, you got to take me over there. They're not letting me through that gate. She was like, I called. I was like, man, they're not letting me. You got to take me. So she was like, I'll take you after chow. That was lunch. Mind you, we in the gym. We might not even go to lunch, bro, to be honest with you, bro. Cause we in the gym, we be eating good, bro. We eating free world food. Detail officer, make sure we be straight. So boom, they called chow now, and they counted it at their little 12 o'clock count. When count clear, bro, boom. She like, come on, let me take you over there. Cause you just bothering me to go get them paperwork. No, you knowing damn well you don't need no paperwork. What you going over there to get? I hope you ain't going over there to get no drugs or nothing. I'm like, nah, man, I'm finna go get my paperwork or whatever. Boom. She brought me over there, bro. So while she brought me over there, she stayed at the booth talking to the officer. The officer let me in. The officer was real cool, though, man. They know I'm on the gym detail. They know I'm not going in there to do nothing crazy or nothing like that. So, boom, when I fall off in the dorm, bro, I see YG and 6-0. They posted at the back of the dorm. They're looking at me. It's like a couple other Crip dudes in there. They're looking at me. So everybody looking like, the hell Jamaica doing in here? You know what I'm saying? So boom, I just walked straight to bro room, man. You know what I'm saying? You could tell dudes like they thought I was gonna come in there and do something. Nah, I just went straight to bro room. Boom, boom, yo, Rabbit. Boom, Rabbit flew the door open. I go in there, I'm like, bro on the bed. He conscious though. So man, I say, yo, where I going? And I say, yo, I'm good and I'm good. And I say, you sure you good? He's like, yeah, man, I'm good, man, I'm good, man. I believe, man, everything. Them not doing nothing. I say, yo, they just tried to rob me, bro. They just tried to rob me. I buck. You know I ain't going out like that. Man, a real yard man. Man, I go out like that. So man, I said, yeah. So I'm like, boom. Anyway, I like, look, bro. I said, Rabbit, give me some papers, bro. Just give me some papers. I just came to check on bro, make sure everything good. So I'm like, how you gonna handle this situation? And I said, yo, don't worry yourself, man. By later on, man, I'm gonna handle that. And I said, yeah. And I said, yo, he started laughing. And he had this evil little grin. I said, yo, they don't left me in the dorm. He said, yeah, they left me in the dorm. He said, man, they green, they stupid. They left me in the dorm. So he like, look, bro, I got me a tool or whatever. Boom, he showed me a tool he got. Rabbit, you know, Rabbit, Ghostface or whatever. Rabbit ain't supposed to even be helping this man out. So I'm like, Rabbit, you got something else, bro. Give him something good, bro. Because that what he got is decent, but I know Rabbit, bro. Rabbit always making them things. I'm like, Rabbit, man, give that man something good, man. Just give him some real hardware, bro. So Rabbit like, all right, bet, say less, Jamaica. So man, I say, yo, just be safe, dog. Make sure you be good. And I say, yeah, man, big up yourself, Yush. Big up yourself, man. So boom, when I'm walking out the door, boom, he called me and I say, Yush. So I went back. He's like, man, look. And I say, yo, man, I really want to ask you for this, you know. So man, I said, what's up? He said, man, look, man, I need something. So man, I said, yo, what you want? He like, man, I need some cream, man. I need some cream. He said, I need it. I said, what? I said, man, you on the bed. He got hit up by 35 times, bro. You talking about you want some cream? He said, bro, it's gonna boost me. But he said, man, I'm gonna handle my business, man. He said, you ain't gotta worry about that. He said, the day ain't gonna pass and I ain't gonna handle my business. I was like, what? He's like, man, bro, they left me in the dorm. I'm gonna handle my business. Bro, just give me some cream. Boom. I go out there in the dorm. Boom. I see one of the guys, one of the GD guys. I know he be having it. You know what I'm saying? I used to be buying stuff from bro. So I pull up on him. My detail officer went to beating at the window like, hey, come on. You got too much going on. I got the paper in my hand. I pull up on bro. I'm like, bro, let me get a 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send you the money. As soon as I get over later on, get on the phone. So he's like, all right, bet. Boom, he go in the room. Boom, I slide in the room real quick. Got the 50 for him. Ran back to bro, got to Rabbit in the room. Yeah, bro, they got the 50. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to give it to him, bro, but I'm like, man, let me just give it to him. Boom. Got that, left about the dorm, bro. I left about the dorm. Go back to the gym. Went to get back to the dorm, bro. We went in there shoot some ball for a little bit. I go back to the dorm. Me and Agent chopping it up, man. I go over there, man. Agent talks to Agent like, bro, I just went over there. I was like, you went over there? I said, I went over there earlier. He's like, yeah, the yard man tell me, say, come over there. And Agent was on the paint detail, bro. He could move around freely, bro. Bro be going all over. He'd be all in death row painting, bro. All the way up there where the electric chair was. You know, they unalive a lot of people in Reedsville, bro. Bro be up there painting, so he had to work his way over there. He went and hollered at some of his little homies. But like I was telling him, I was like, bro, don't get your little homies involved in this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, the man said I'm gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So Agent was like, yeah, bro, he told me he gonna deal with it. He finna deal with it at chow call. So I'm like, what? At chow? He's like, yeah. So boom, we sitting down chopping it up or whatever, man. We had went outside on the small yard, worked out, and bro out there banging. We go back to the dorm. I take me a shower, whatever. Boom. Man, it's about 6:30, bro. Boom. So Agent, he like, man, whoop the man angling business, and I whoop him angling business. And I said, yeah, man, probably like angling business. While he saying that, bro, the officer doing her rounds in the dorm. While she walking, I heard 10-10, 10-10 the F house Charles, 10-10 the F house Charles, 10-10. Boom. She take off running. She flew up the stairs. Boom. She flew up the stairs. I run up to the back door. You know what I'm saying? Because she left it open. I'm looking out, bro. This officers running from everywhere, bro. Heading straight to F house, to the other side of the compound. I'm like, bro, something went on. Something went on, bro. It's an F house child hall, bro. At Reedsville, bro, all buildings got their own child hall, bro. All the buildings got their own child hall. Boom. They run over there, whatever. Boom. Agent instantly, go back in the dorm. We go back in the dorm. Boom, he get on the phone. He went to call his little homies or whatever. boom. He called his little homie. He asked the little homie, like, bro, I heard the code just went off over there. So his little homie's like, bro, boy, your Jamaican partner, boy, I heard him on the phone. He's like, boy, your Jamaican partner just went crazy, bro. He just went crazy in the child hall, bro. He just went crazy. Bro, this man caught 6-0 in the child hall, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, he caught 6-0 in the child hall, bro. So agent was like, where the other Crip nigga at? Where the other Crip nigga? You know, he blood, bro. He naturally don't like Crips. So this was like extra for him. You know what I'm saying? So the blood nigga was like, bro, oh, YG was in the dorm. YG was in the dorm. This man went to child by himself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Went to child by himself, bro, and caught the Crip dude, bro. So the little dude telling agent, he's like, man, bro, this man hit that man so many times, bro. He said, man, hit man sat on that man, bro. He said, bro, he sat on that man, bro, and went to eating his face, went to hitting him in his face, bro, poured him out in his face, bro. I was like, man, what the heck? Listen, bro, you see about 30 minutes later, bro, we just seen pictures coming through the phone. Bro, I tell you, when I look, bro, this man whole face, bro, red. Mind you, the little dude, he black, 6'0", he black. You know them Savannah dudes, they black, bro. This man ate this man whole face, bro. Sat on him in the child hall, bro. Ate this whole face. So I'm like, dang. You know what happened to him, though. He went straight back to the tier program, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he straightened his face, bro. He straightened his face. He caught that. That's rule number 1, bro. You get into it with somebody in the dorm, bro, especially when it comes to some pouring out stuff, bro. How you gonna leave somebody in the dorm like that? That's the number 1 mistake you made, bro. You left somebody in the dorm. And they said while he was out there getting wet up, the other Crips ain't even getting involved. Cause the little blood dude was like, man, when we heard about it, man, around the compound, bro, they said, man, that Jamaican dude, that man crazy, bro. They said that man went crazy in there, bro. That man powered up off that cream. Bro, y'all probably say I'm wrong for what I did, which in some ways I was probably wrong. But at that period in time, bro, I just felt like he needed to straighten his face. And he said, he spread out. I don't support nobody doing no cream, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he was in immense pain, bro. He said he needed it. He was finna handle his business. I guess that's what he used to charge him up and gave him that energy, bro. And he went and ate that man whole face, bro. While the rest of the Crips standing around looking. They ain't want no problems. They wasn't trying to get involved at all, bro. At all. Like I said, bro, they ended up taking bro back to the tier program, bro. He ended up going back to the tier program. I ended up talking to him on the phone a couple times, you know what I'm saying? I used to send him Al Green and stuff, send him ganja. I told him, no more cream, bro. Every time, bro, every week, every time I touch something decent, every time I get a decent package, I make sure I send him something. Come in, the orderly that work over there was real cool. I'll make sure I send him. But yeah, bro, that was crazy, man. But you can't, that's rule in the chain game, bro. You can't get into it with somebody and they pour you out or you pour somebody out. Somebody got to go, bro. We can't both be in the same dorm, bro. Because I ain't going to give you a chance to get back at me like that, bro. That was crazy, though, man. But that was the story, man. I hope y'all appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all for checking out the channel, man. Y'all stay tuned in, man.